towards TCM, and the Z taken straight out against Overpow. Will they all go towards Overpow? Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it really would not. I'm expecting they have to go for Kazakhstan, or at least if he does go for Kazakhs, you have to play someone that can counter him in that lane, and Zed is one of those champions that should be able to, but it's obviously going to be taken away. And H2k, I mean, I said it before, Overpow was the only one that really stood out, obviously, with his ridiculous scoreline, but we didn't really see anything amazing out of Celaver or Vander or Xaxus or Jankos. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do more of a standout role here.
Yeah, and the thing is, TCM have final pick here, so they should leave their mid lane until last. Like, they should, because Overpow, if he picks a counter, you're already starting off on the back foot against someone who's obviously incredibly strong in that lane. I mean, we saw him dominate in the lane phase, then he started to pick up kills, and then it's just that horrible snowball effect that came into play. But Kassadin will be the final ban here for H2k. What are TCM going to take out now? We've got the likes of Elise, who's been very popular tonight. We've got, you know, Lee Sin, who Jankos was pretty quiet on, to be honest, on that Lee Sin. But the fact is they had a very much go in and get the job done combo last time. Whether that'll be banned out against him, we'll have to see. I think a Jax even could be taken away. We saw how strong they were last time. Actually, Fizz. So every ban going towards Overpow.
He's got to be feeling either good right now or feeling really upset or pissed off because he can't play one of his 3 champions that he really enjoys. Shen is still available, though. And if you're H2k, you probably want to leave your mid laner as a last pick right now. But obviously, you could pick it up first if you want Overpow to get a specific champion. I'm trying to think, what would they go for? Shen is open. Jarvan's open. We've seen a lot of them already today. And like you said, Jax is still available for Xaxus, but I don't think he's going to pick it that early because he got counterpicked in lane and he had a really tough time.
So, looks like chat just caught up with the whole TCM thing going on. That's great. Xaxus here picks up his champion for this game. Renekon locked in there for H2k. Very, very strong champion. You know, we've seen... I mean, Freddy was a prime example of where you don't want a Renekton to get, you know. 4 versus 1, he was holding the entire team off in their early game. That can't happen here. We'll see how Xaxus does this time around. Obviously taking Jax in that last game, which, funnily enough, was still open this time around. On the other side, Elise, as I said, left open. We've seen Jwaow play it in the top lane. We know that Naruterador can play him in the jungle as well. See where that one ends up going, but it's locked in either way.
Yeah, his Elise actually did so well, too. He was playing against a York in that top lane, which isn't, I guess, the hardest thing to do as an Elise, but the thing is, he snowballed it really quickly. He went for that crazy penetration build with the Abyssal Scepter, the Sork Boots, and the Haunting Guys. And he also interacted with other lanes, too, which is really tough to do when you're a top laner.
So, there's the Caitlyn in there. What are we going to see for H2k now? Hard to call, I think, at this point. I'm not sure that they... Or will they go in? Yeah, they will. Gragas. Overpow's like, I'm just going to take that right now. And you can feel free to try and counter my belly. Sona picked up as well for Vander.
So that Gragas, I mean, he's not one of those assassins you normally picture in your head, but he can definitely get the work done if you obviously land your full combo onto someone. And honestly, if you're TCM, you should really be scared of that or should really respect it in the laning phase. The Sona on the Vander yet again. His crescendos weren't bad. He was able to hit quite a few crucial ones, too, that they really needed to close that game out. And obviously, if Sona's open, I don't see why more teams just don't pick her up because that crescendo can really turn a fight around or it can really give you a strong advantage.
So, what are they going to add into this one? It looks like we could possibly be seeing a Thresh come out. Seen a lot of him tonight. No real surprises. Thresh, obviously, up there with the most picked support players, as is Sona, obviously. And it's going to be an Ahri here for Belgianbeast.
Okay, so Ahri is one of those champions that's a little bit difficult for Gragas since you're melee range, and obviously Ahri is range champion, and she can also avoid your barrel if she times it right, or at least escape towards the end of it, even if she does get hit. But this is also 3.12, so this is before the changes to Ahri happened in 3.13. She doesn't have the extra % damage once she charms someone. And she's also decently easy to shut down early on if you actually do pick up at least and you have that double slow. She's going to be forced to flash out. But that is also a lot of magic damage picked up for TCM already.
Yeah, and H2k actually going to lock in that Corki. So very similar. 3 out of 5 champions that they had in that last game are going to be in this one as well. Are we going to see Naruterador take a Mundo in the jungle? Funny thing is, we don't see much Mundo in the jungle, and when we do, it always seems to be the Spanish guys.
Huh. Yeah. Who was the jungler on Giants? Oh, what was his name? Because he ran Mundo in the jungle. I can't remember. Come on, Joe.
My brain.
Oh, I thought you knew it. You just weren't telling me.
No, my brain is...
No.
My brain is not letting me know. Our producer's looking up.
Borden!
Yeah.
Oh, how did we forget that? His Elise and Mundo were crazy good. But it looks like it actually be Jarvan this time, so they're going to be going for that one. Actually, if we see the combo that TCM is able to pull up with the Charm and the Cocoon, like they can take someone down very quickly. The Jarvan kind of facilitates that, or at least backs it up really well.
Yeah, Jarvan added in there. So, lineup's complete here. TCM, they won their last best of one. We talked about it before, that they had a couple of troubles finishing out the game, but looked solid early and mid. Last game, you know, Motroco actually was doing really, really well in the lane phase in terms of CS, was ahead there. But it was that mid lane, again, that was causing them all the problems. And I think that they're going to have to focus a lot more on Overpow and getting him out of the game here.
And it's funny because it's such a good champion for him to pick up with that Gragas. Like, he'll have the ability to escape ganks, and he probably knows that they will focus him down, so he'll be able to avoid that very well. And that also means the other lanes should be able to do a little bit better. But then again, both junglers weren't really in the last game. I mean, they really didn't roam around. They really didn't provide many ganks at all. So I'm really curious to see, can they get a little bit more involved this time? Can TCM shut down Overpow? Can Xaxus take on Jwaow? And honestly, it's going to be a really good one.
Yeah, going to be a fun one to get into. And a 1-0 lead that H2k have right now. Yep. I can't see them losing this best of 3 after what we saw in game number 1. But it wouldn't surprise me to see it go to a 3rd. I think, though, blue side here, whether you call that an advantage or not, we'll see. H2k looked very, very comfortable in game number 1. It wasn't a close game, really, at all. But it all depends how this one gets started. I mean, we could see TCM coming out very strong, like they did in the early game in their previous best of 1. Lots of ifs and buts at this stage.
And I wonder if Naruterador is going to let Jankos actually cower jungle him again like he did last time. Because that's all Jankos was doing. He wasn't trying to gank. He was just trying to take away everything he could from Naruterador, because he's one of those junglers where he will secure the kill if he can. Like, he will steal that kill away from whoever's in that lane if it's possible, just to kind of get a couple of items going, because he normally depends on that. So if you take away some jungle, you keep him under-leveled, you keep him from not getting any kills, he has a really tough time. He really struggles as the game progresses on.
So let's jump into game then. We are on to Summoner's Rift here. H2k 1-0 up against TCM for our final spot in the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne Amateur Tournament. And who's going to be able to pick it up? We see the starts here pretty much identical across the board. Only the top lane is really different there, with the Crystalline Flask, Ward and a Pot for Elise, and the Doran Shield start for Renekon. Probably expecting a 2v1 to come in against him.
And I think you'd be happy with that, though, because comparing him in a 2v1 versus Jwaow in a 2v1, he should be able to do a lot better. But then again, he will be against a Caitlyn and a Thresh, so it can harass him very well under turret. Then again, he has the ability to heal up with his Q. And right now, both teams not being as aggressive with wards this time. They're really not trying to gather information in the jungle of the other one. And H2k were able to take advantage of it last time, stealing away the blue right in the beginning. But this time, they don't really seem to care as much. Or they're not really fancying their chances when they could run into a Charm, a Trap, a Cocoon, and a Hook.
Lots of scary stuff at level 1, that's for sure. I see that TCM here sat with Naruterador, BarneyD, and Motroco on the corner brush. They may be joined here by Belgianbeast. Are they going to go for anything? Nope. Looks like we're going to have a pretty standard start across the board, with a blue buff start for Jarvan and a red buff start for Elise. I called it a little bit too early. They've just done a circle around and they're going for it.
No one's there to actually spot this. They might be able to catch H2k off guard if they do get in the right direction. And it looks like VandeRnoob will be able to spot them coming, though, so they will be able to survive here. They will be able to escape this one. And they do actually ward it up here, so Jankos could potentially steal it away. Just to say that, put a pink ward down to stop this from happening. But they're still there. They're trying to harass him here. And with Corki on the side, they can actually force them off of this, probably.
Well, let's see. Celaver here going to phosphorus bomb over the side. That red buff is going to be smited now by Naruterador. So the race is kind of on here. Does Lee Sin go up and do his blue buff? Does he head over to the enemy red? Will Jarvan go straight to his blue, or will he try and protect his red? It actually looks like Naruterador is kind of half-half right now. I can't really tell from his position whether he'll go blue or red, and he is going to go over to blue. And we can see that Jankos has gone to take the enemy red, so we should see a simple trade of red buffs here at the start.
Yeah, because Naruterador used that smite, I think Jankos knew he could probably take this red buff before he'd even get over towards that top side. And in the end, I mean, TCM comes out with a little bit of a lead since they do have a little bit of an early advantage or level advantage to Naruterador here. But Jankos going to be able to get his own blue. And Naruterador going to be able to gank this top lane pretty soon here since he doesn't have to pick up his own red. But will they?
But will they? Actually, he left a bit of camp in there, so he's not going to have a timing on that one when it comes up next time. This mid lane, we singled it out as probably the lane to watch between Belgianbeast and Overpow after what happened in game number 1. And so far, it's Overpow who has an early advantage, despite having those melee auto attacks.
That is a huge advantage too. I mean, obviously there's a huge, or not a huge wave anymore. There's a wave pushed up, but to have that, a double CS lead as a Gragas right now, I mean, the barrels he's hitting are spot on. It keeps catching Belgianbeast over and over. This is honestly not a good sign if you're TCM in that mid lane. They have to do something about it, and it looks like Naruterador is going to try to be the one to do that. However, there will be a ward in middle spotting him out here, so that gives Jankos the opportunity to turn this one around if they do want to go for it, and it looks like they will. Yeah,
they're going to try and come in for this one. Level 3 for Naruterador, and actually Jankos just going to spot. I thought I was smart leaving a bit of your camp up, but you did the same to me, scumbag. But yeah, that leaves him at level 3, and we can see that Jankos here is level 3. Gonna hit level 4 actually, or is he? He'll be close to it, and yeah, we'll hit level 4 here from that big golem. And now we see Naruterador coming to middle. Overpow, he's just gonna body slam away from that one. Naruterador takes a turret hit for his pleasure.
And that's what's going to be so difficult for TCM to do, is to punish Overpow when he can escape so easily. You're going to need to see Belgianbeast and Naruterador both be level 6 if they want to potentially pull off a successful gank here. But honestly, it's not really easy to do against this Gragas. He's up towards the top side, though. Looks like he's going to steal away a wolf camp here. But this also means that Jankos could go for a mid gank.
Yeah, and I think the time to do it would be now to force a flash out of Belgianbeast before he gets to level 6, make him feel all that more insecure with the fact that he doesn't really have any escape to come out. Meanwhile, in this bottom lane, the usual pressure being exchanged by the two support players. Obviously, BarneyD got the advantage on that front with the fact that he can death sentence someone in. Well, up until now, that has not really occurred. Mid lane, Overpow, as we said, he's got that CS lead. Although that has started to come back a little, he's still managing to maintain it at least.
Yeah, fantastic job of him. I really respect that out of him to be able to pull that off. And right now, Belgianbeast is going to be backing away too, so he's going to be able to get some free farm here if he does actually commit to it. And he's going to be able to get a little bit of an advantage more. And yet again, in this game, Joe, both junglers being very... I don't even know the right word. Yeah, very passive. And it's kind of funny to see that when you have a Jarvan and you have a Lee Sin, who are very early game junglers. As a Jarvan, you need to get an early start to get rolling here, and Lee Sin as well. And they're both just farming away. They're not really applying pressure anywhere. It's really surprising to see.
Yeah, I think that's a lot to do with as well that this is game number 2, and mistakes can cost you, especially if you're a TCM player, because you lose this one and you're out of the running for Intel Extreme Masters Cologne. H2k, they don't want to play any more games than necessary. A 2-0 would be more than enough for them to be ending the night with happiness.
And right now, Xaxus is doing a great job topside too. He has a nice CS lead over Jwaow, and he's actually putting out a lot of good pressure on top of that. 43 to 34 CS. In the bottom lane right now, H2K's having a tough time farming. I mean, the CS lead isn't huge, but it is one-sided currently for Motroco. He does have some sort of lead. He's actually zoning them off the minions a little bit here.
I see Jarvan here coming around to this mid lane once again.
There's no way. I mean, Overpow has to use body slam into the minions for them to even go in. And even then, he still has a flash. Like, there's just no way this is going to work.
And there's a body slam away. Avoids the charm of Belgianbeast. But now they're thinking, okay, he's got a bit of time, but he's off cooldown instantly. Like, not really good news for them. Lee Sin is actually coming towards the bottom side of the map as well, so keep an eye on that one. TCM are quite far pushed up, and they're still waiting here for them to go in. There is the charm going to land. Can they finish off a great barrel to push them away? Overpow here. Oh, the charm not quite got the range. That would have killed Overpow. He'll body slam back to his tower. Did use that flash, but nonetheless, he's escaped, and that's the important thing at this stage. The flash was used by Belgianbeast as well.
And the timing on that, because Naruterador, actually, Overpow was starting to body slam away, and Naruterador pretty much faced it and stopped him from going anywhere, and that was forcing him to use the flash. It's a great job to take that out of him, but still, Belgianbeast now down ultimate, down a flash. Overpow down a flash. His ultimate will be up very soon. It's going to be hard for Naruterador to gank him again here, but he will be 6 shortly, so there is always that possibility to really punish Overpow. But right now, he's keeping up in farm. He's not obviously as prevalent as he was on his Kha'Zix, but he's still doing a good job right now.
Yeah, certainly is. And a slower start, as we expected here in game number 2. See how things start to develop, and obviously no first blood at 8 minutes just shows you how tense both of these teams are coming in. This bot lane has been a lot of pressure from, well, again, expected the Caitlyn range with the danger always there of that Thresh. Means that Caitlyn does have just over a 10 CS lead. Overpow here just going to slide himself through and pick up that blue buff for the first time.
And he went for a Chalice too, so he went for the Magic Resist for Belgianbeast. With that blue, he can spam all day long, mixed in with the items he has. And he also went for double Doran's Ring, so he's not going to be hurting on Bounty. I think he's going to definitely try to harass Belgianbeast down quite a bit here with his barrels, and that means he can afford to like body slam into the minions a little bit more. And they do have ward coverage towards that top side, so he definitely should be safe here for quite a while. And TCM, you can tell they adapted their strategies to this game from game number 1, but so far it hasn't been working out just yet. But 9 minutes in, only 300 gold lead for H2k. It's a lot better than game 1.
Yeah, that's an understatement here maybe, as Jwaow, again, continues to be bullied here by Xaxus. He's got that cowl now, which is gonna give him a lot more protection, but this might be dangerous for him. There is the knockup. He's gonna pop his ultimate. Is Jwaow gonna get in? The cocoon has landed. Xaxus is trapped here. Did flash away, but it wasn't quite enough. First blood comes down. It's Naruterador that picks it up for TCM. And
a great use of cooldowns coming out of TCM too, because they knew Xaxus had his flash available. Naruterador was just waiting for him to flash so he could Cataclysm, but they knew he was so low they could fix that, or they could pretty much end that one. And they come out with the first blood, and it goes over to Naruterador, who, as we're saying before, you know, he got a little bit of a lead in the beginning, and he's one of those junglers where he needs to get an early advantage if he wants to be able to, you know, keep snowballing on throughout the game. And right now, with some ability, he's looking to be a little bit more proactive in these ganks.
See how that pays off. He's currently headed down towards the bottom lane. Well, Lee Sin is also hanging around. They've got pink wards in position. This is a good read from Naruterador. We'll see if Jankos can actually land a Q. There is a flash crescendo. They're diving on towards Motroco. He's taken a lot of damage. Oh, the Q from Jankos is hit, but he's not followed it through. There it is, finally. He goes right underneath the turret, flashes away as well. But Naruterador going to flash in. There was the kickback to stop him chasing further. He's going to W off just about to Gragas, who comes around the side. This is another kill. Oh, you scumbag, Jankos. Stole that one away. Belgianbeast comes down as well. There's the barrel. It's going to knock him over. Flash from Celaver. He picks up another kill. Can they finish off BarneyD here? They've got a lot of damage between them. Overpow is definitely healthy enough here as well. There is the hook on towards Celaver. They need to get a kill here quickly, otherwise they're going to die. Celaver does get it. Valkyrie's away. Brilliant play coming out there. Jankos did die, of course, in the end. That was to Ahri, but they come out ahead of it. Crazy, crazy fight.
And Jankos, that was a scumbag move there to get the Q to get the kill, but either way, they come out ahead, just like I said. It was fantastic put out all of them. Overpow committing into the side, also stopping Naruterador from chasing him down. Then the ultimate onto Belgianbeast, almost killing him, but knocking him into the vision range of Celaver to realize I could probably take him and kill him here. It's a great job overall, and right now, H2k finally get the ball rolling, but it's still only a 400 gold difference.
400 gold, pretty much nothing at this stage of things. Jankos here. Got his Kindle gem in there now. What is his next target? Dragon not even been considered, I think, at this stage. Neither team feeling they've got a big enough lead. These two pink wards at bottom lane, though, they are very important because they know that they've got vision control over that, and they are going to now put a pink on Dragon as well. Are they going to keep doing it here, though?
Well, they know Naruterador's top lane now because he just showed at these minions, so this should be a free one for him. Belgianbeast still have his ultimate up, though. He could try to interrupt it, but either way, instead of losing any more members, they're going to give the kill up. And that was a fantastic job by H2k. It was a good read by Jankos as well to kind of realize that Naruterador is probably going to gank top, and he called it perfectly.
Overpow. The CS leaders appeared once again. Now 104 to 87 CS. As he also knows that Naruterador was there. He just come over the top of this ward. Shows himself to force Naruterador to back away. And I've missed a kill at bottom lane. Good job. It's a 3-man dive here from H2k as they make short work of that bottom lane. As I said, guys, I'm pretty decent at shoutcasting, but I'm not a good cameraman whatsoever. Naruterador coming in here, gonna slide over. Is he gonna be able to lock up Celaver? Yes, he is for now, but can they finish him off? Barrier use a turnaround. Naruterador, he's gonna die. They do manage to get the 1 kill back onto the Corki, but Belgianbeast is not escaping this one. This time Jankos leaves it. The belly of Gragas finishes him off, and that will be a 4-for-1 in the end, essentially.
Wow, I mean, the 3-man dive to pick up those first 2 kills, and Celaver just somehow survived by the skin of his teeth at the end of it, but he eventually did finally fall. And the roaming that Overpow is doing is perfect. Like, he's catching up with the rest of the team. We see Celaver with the 4-1 scoreline already. Triforce now done to a Caitlyn who has nothing, just a BF sword right now. And H2k, I mean, you give them a finger, they're taking everything they possibly can, even taking away the blue buff here, but Vander is gonna die.
Oh my god, I'm missing everything in this one.
It was really quick though. It was like a piltover peacemaker into an ultimate. So
yeah, that's it. That's what happened. I mean, we got an excuse for that one. Not really for missing the double 3-man dive earlier on though. So sorry about that one, guys. I should have some sort of punishment every time I miss a kill. 100 euro. No.
I was gonna say this could get really weird very quickly.
No, not quite. Celaver here actually taking quite a lot of damage there from Motroco, who played it nicely with a Piltover Peacemaker and the net as well to stop Celaver actually chasing in. This top lane been very quiet, to be honest. They've only been really butting heads with each other. Nothing more than that really gone down. Well, 91 to 104 CS currently. Yeah,
importantly is that Jwaow's been able to get a CS lead back over Xaxus, who had it earlier on. And with the Seeker's Arm Guard, it seems like he's been able to do that, not to mention those 2 Doran's rings. But Xaxus is going to be going for that Spirit Visage really soon, which gives you so much MR and also the regen on your Q. And right now, like you said, very quiet. Nothing really happening. That CS difference isn't too big, but it shows how the lane's going. Most of the action's, happening around this bottom lane, which is calling down both mid laners.
Yeah, and Overpow certainly had the better of that one. His CS lead is continuing to grow. 130 to 100. BarneyD and Motroco forced once again to back away from this lane. Caitlyn actually headed back. See what he actually picks up. Vamp Scepter. Really needs that at this point, especially with the fact that Sona is there to make sure that Celaver is constantly healed up in this bottom lane.
Right now, the pink wards that have been invested by H2k bottom lane have really created opportunities for that trip or the 4-1 kill they got, not to mention the dragon, and it seems like they want to keep that up here, but Vander hasn't invested into one just yet. Because of the 7 assists he has, he went for a very early Philo Stone since it's going to give him enough reach or enough gold in the end to make it worth. But Celaver, he's in trouble here.
Yeah, Ace in the hole comes through. There is the Cataclysm coming down, and Naruterador able to pick that one off. I thought a little bit risky there for Celaver to stick around. He figured that Naruterador had his combo off on cooldown, but didn't really factor in that Motroco was on his way back, and that Ace in the hole is a big chunk of damage. This could actually be a turret here for TCM.
Yeah, and the advantage that H2k had is slowly dwindling away. With this turret going down, they're going to be within 1,000 out of 2,000 gold of each other. But instead, they actually leave it up right now. And Motroco's starting to get to the point where he can take Corki on, as we do see a gank happening in middle here.
Yeah, kick back here on towards Belgianbeast. They have to wait this one out because he's going to Spirit Rush over the wall. That's a good pull in, but can they land the barrel? Yes, but not really knocked back in the direction that they would have wanted it for.
It was a good attempt, and I think if Jankos did land that Q, he would have ended up going in for it as the turret finally does fall bottom.
Yeah.
But either way, they do get Ahri's ultimate down, and Overpow still has the blue buff that Belgianbeast hasn't been able to pick up yet again right now. Dragon come up in about 1:30 as TCM taking down the turret are going to start moving middle. So they want to start applying pressure onto this turret and really help relieve some pressure that Belgianbeast has on him, because look at the CS difference that's already arisen.
That works. Waves constantly cleared out here though by Overpow. They've got vision as well of the entire TCM push in middle, next to that ward that was put down there earlier on, so Overpow knows he's not in danger. Celaver, meanwhile, pushing solo on this bottom lane, able to pick up the first turret of the game for H2k.
Really curious to see the item builds that we've seen built up so far. So for me, it's Jankos. He actually went for the Spirit of the Ancient Golem first, and then went into a Sightstone. You know, obviously bounce around, but he also has a Doran's Blade because he wants that extra damage. And when you pick up 3 kills early on, you know, why not? You earn the money for it. But right now, with nothing really happening top, we're finally seeing Jankos visit top lane onto Jwaow here, and this could be very dangerous. Jwaow, I'm not sure if he's going to survive this one.
Gotta be dangerous indeed. We're seeing that W in, but they've not taken damage from the turret there. Jankos actually getting cocooned up. That was great play from Jwaow to stay alive.
Yeah, indeed. I was really curious because he left his turret and then just flashed back into it, and then the cocoon probably saved his life alone right now, but Jankos was able to blow the flash out of him, and that obviously gives us a little bit of advantage now in lane. But the CS lead that's happening middle is still growing bigger, 170 to 127 currently. It's getting really out of hand, and not to mention, Jankos able to get his Bloodthirster, so he's going to be able to sustain quite a bit more. He's able to take Corki on a little bit easier now, but it comes down to these next couple of team fights, and TCM all night have been having trouble landing the combos that they need to. But if they hit that one charm, that one cocoon, they can really pick someone off, and they can really start to take some fights here as Dragon has respawned. Oh,
this is where it gets interesting. Only 3 men from H2k are really in position for this one. The other 2 getting kind of sandwiched away. They could go at them from both sides, which for me, more than likely turns out bad. The whole pincer movement. You see them though up by the blue buff at this point. H2k looking maybe for an entrance to the side, but they've actually out-positioned them here, as we are going to see Naruterador coming in on towards Overpow, simply body slam his way back onto the ledge on his side of that river, and they've finally taken down that dragon, getting in there, really utilizing the positional advantage that they had, or that they'd really earned themselves there, H2k.
Right now, we see a little split happening for H2k, though Naruterador missing that knockup, and actually, he might get caught here.
Oh, that's a big barrel coming out of Overpow. It's going to knock a lot of them back. Will Jankos actually decide to go in there? No, not just yet. Xaxus actually pushing forward. They're going for Belgianbeast. Sona's going to go down. They need to get more than 1 kill to make this one worth it, and they will. With Jankos diving in, he comes back to the rest of his team. The barrel destroying Motroco, and he will be finished off by the Rockets there right at the back. And in the end, a 2 for 3 in favor of H2k, and they got the dragon. Not sure that they're going to have this turret here. They need to be careful. Oh, a flash in from Overpow onto BarneyD, who is burning from the ignite. He's got the shield, and he does survive. Meanwhile, Gragas did die. Can they get the turret? They need this turret here to even that up.
I'm trying to see. Overpow got stunned by something. I'm trying to see what it was. He went in on the body slam, and I was thinking it was maybe the cocoon, but it actually wasn't even used just yet. But either way, that was a great attempt by them. I mean, obviously, they were able to pick up the dragon, able to get a couple of kills here, but either way, TCM still holding on, and that's what's really important for their whole composition. And now Jwaow, 3-0-1. We've already seen what he can do on Elise. He's in a position to do it yet again here, and the kills are starting to be spread across the team for TCM.
Build definitely different this time around, though, from Jwaow after, you know, that last game that we saw in the lower bracket. Jankos there actually was ignited by Belgianbeast, but he couldn't get the damage into him. Always hard to do. Skill shots onto Elise in are not always easy to hit or predict.
And right now, we're seeing them not be able to take the turret down, which kind of hurts a little bit. But still, this is a very close game considering how game 1 actually went down. And right now, that DFG really kind of worries me for Belgianbeast. Well, doesn't worry me for him, worries me for H2k, where Celaver, we've seen how squishy he is already. If he gets hit with the DFG in a full combo, he's dead. And there goes 5 of the kills that they've been able to pick up out of the 11 total they have. And then Jankos, with 4 kills now, hasn't really been able to build up any other significant items, but he's sitting on 1,600 gold, so that's definitely going to help out. But either way, he's been able to help pick up these dragons, the 2 that have been done so far. And he's really, I don't know, he's applying a lot more presence that he didn't do in game 1.
Celaver, yeah, just getting pretty much 2 full waves there. That's going to send him back home with 1,100 gold. See, I guess he's going Last Whisper next, just judging by what he's got. Yep, there we go. Last Whisper finished off. Overpow coming back into lane. So, last time we saw this lane, we were talking about how the CS was starting to get out of control. It's continued to get that way, and there's a 3-level difference between Overpow and Belgianbeast. He's going to hit level 16 next, get that final rank on his ultimate. bad news for TCM.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we saw how much it did over in middle when he caught 2 or 3 people with it. And Belgianbeast doesn't have the magic resist or the health to survive against it. And I think that's maybe what H2k is actually waiting for right now. When he does hit that level 16, they can siege a turret down, and that one's already very low in middle as it does finally fall. But will they continue to go for it, as they even were able to drag Jwaow down? They might even head top lane to go for that turret.
I'm looking for a red buff here, maybe, as Overpow gonna get hit by the cocoon, but Jwaow needs to be real careful. Actually, could repel over, but they follow straight in onto him. He is shut down, and that's a difficulty against his team, very similar to the mobility that they had in game number 1. They've got it here again with Corki, Elise in, not a Kha'Zix, but you've got a Gragas who can body slam almost as far anyway.
That was amazing play of them too, because they knew he was going to go to those golems, so they just went straight over, was able to catch him. And I'm not sure what Jwaow was really doing there though, because he knew all of them were middle, and he still went in for a fight either way when they're moving up towards the top. And they're going to lose a turret for it. They're going to take one back in middle, but they might even lose the tier 2 one up the top lane.
Xaxus is going to be tanking this one up. Jankos giving him the shield there, but with Ahri coming in, it's probably a little bit too dangerous. They've lost their mid turret here as well. Are they going to be able to get in towards Naruterador? They're looking for it. A good hook there from BarneyD on towards Overpow, but that might just mean BarneyD goes down. Overpow, can he land the body slam here? He's looking for it. There is the body slam. There is the barrel. BarneyD is a dead man from this one. It's another body slam that actually finishes him off, and now they're looking for Naruterador. He's going to be able to drag to slide away. And with Dragon coming up in 122, H2k are getting their vision down. Wow, Jankos there, knowing that Naruterador was somewhere around. Manages to get through. Blue buff now the target. Not sure they can stop it. Nope. There it is. Overpow gonna finish that one off, and Naruterador actually getting close. They may look to try and turn this one around, but honestly, with the fact that Crescendo is going to be coming off cooldown here soon, this Dragon fight is going to be another big one in this game.
Yeah, I don't think H2k wants to go for a fight just yet, since they had Celaver pushing bottom and getting a huge chunk of farm. He now has a 20 CS lead over Motroco. But in the meantime, TCM, realizing they were back and are going to go for a push on this middle turret, and they do potentially have the ability to take it down.
They can at least bait out the barrel here, I think, from Gragas, as we see the charm landing on towards Xaxus. Nope. Doesn't do anywhere near enough damage here. Jankos, is he going to go in? No. Xaxus already got the Spirit Visage working his way up towards that Sunfire Cape, so protected on 2 fronts with that. And a lot of them just going home now. We can see there's a lot of gold to spend. 2,100, I should say, for Overpow. 1,400 for Jankos as well. That'll be Locket the Iron Solari coming out. A Death Cap now in there, as well as that Athene's Unholy Grail for Overpow. And he's hit level 16.
Yeah, this is going to be very dangerous for TCM, where they could potentially lose the game right here if they do try to go for Dragon and they get engaged upon a 5-on-5 fight. But it looks like they're just backing away. Yeah, we have the Oricon Vanders who's going to clear all this vision. Jwaow went back to heal, and they're going to give this one up. And it's getting to the point where H2k are starting to get such a huge gold lead that TCM are going to be in trouble. Did he miss the Q?
He missed that Q. Considering how well he's done, I'm going to let him off from that one. Point blank. Too easy for Jankos, that one. Threw him off his game. But yeah, Dragon going to go over. And we're approaching a 10,000 gold lead here. TCM need to make plays. They're going to have to pick people off, and that's the problem. Belgianbeast, he's got that DFG, but they've not really had the opportunity to single people out with it.
They haven't had the ability to do the whole combo that they're looking for, is the charm and the cocoon, and from that kill someone. And I don't know, that's because H2K just been catching them off guard. They've been forcing the fights that not necessarily TCM wants to go for, but with this QSS picked up on Celaver, H2K, they have to be looking for a fight very soon, or maybe potentially Baron, or debate them out towards Baron. But right now, Naruterador trying to go for his red buff, but he's got some company.
He's got some company, and some company is indeed as the barrel goes through, and thank you very much for your red buff. I've now got double buffs. A little bit overkill, but buff secured.
And his ultimate's on such a quick cooldown anyway, so it's not a big deal, especially with the blue buff on.
What now? 48 seconds?
Yeah, you can afford to waste that right now. And keeping away from Naruterador, who's only level 12 at this point, is definitely a smart play, because he's doing decent on items. He has the Aegis, he has the Spirit of the Ancient Golem done so far, but he can still be blown up very quickly by the entire lineup of H2k. And Xaxus, with that Sunfire Cape coming in too, he can probably survive in a 1-on-3, 1-on-4 like we saw a little bit earlier on today. But this is H2k's game to, I guess, really lose right now. With the control they have over the top side of the jungle, they could bait out Baron. They could just do Baron. They could bait TCM into the own jungle and then just pick them off one by one. But right now, Celaver, he's actually sticking bottom here. And he does see Caitlyn. He's actually going in for it.
Yeah, now he sees Jarvan, and that's the bad news. He's already used the Valkyrie here as well. Actually, he's going to go in towards Motroco. Another rocket will come down. There's the ace in the hole, and that's a kill back. Getting a little bit overzealous. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Jwaow, the one under pressure, but he's managed to get back to his turret in time. The question is now, where do they go? In towards the Thresh, who's going to get blown up by the barrel there. Slid in nicely from Overpow. That'll be a kill for a kill, but it's the AD carry down for H2k. Will they be able to finish things off? They're going to go back towards Jwaow. He's going to get stunned up. Will manage to repel. Jankos going very low, but there is a crescendo coming out. Belgianbeast uses his ulti to get out. He's ticking away with the ignite, but he's going to survive that one. Meanwhile, they're focusing on towards Overpow. There is a pilt of a Peacemaker through as well. H2k also very, very low. Motroco chasing down. One more auto attack will do that kill, but they don't get it. They're managing to run away. Elise is flanking here. They spotted Jwaw's position, though. They won't walk into that one. Jarvan continuing to chase back. Oh, setting up a trap for him. This is dangerous. Motroco is still there. Xaxus gets critted. More barrels rolling in. H2k trying to escape. There's the barrel. Naruterador knocked towards them. They turn around to have a go at him. Doesn't get the knock up onto Overpow. The cocoon will land on towards Vander. Poor support, always the one, but no, it's Lee Sin that goes down. Meanwhile, Xaxus has gone in there. Motroco super low. Here comes Celaver. He will blow up with one with the big one. And now it's Naruterador being chased down. There is the lantern to save Jwaow. And Naruterador is managing to walk away from things. A prolonged fight there that ended up, I don't even remember how it ended up, 1-for-1.
The fight that never ends is looking like that was what it was going to be. But they actually did get Motroco in the end with Celaver coming in. And they got, actually they didn't get Belgianbeast, but they did get BarneyD over in middle from that. But an insane fight considering how big of a lead H2k has. They went in for a fight against, a 4-on-5 against TCM because Celaver died over towards bottom. And in the end, they come out ahead, but still a lot closer than they would have expected. They're not able to pick up any objectives off of the back of the entire fight. And also Celaver dying bottom. And that fight kind of shows, even though there's a big difference in gold, it's still a really close game. It's still really anyone's game.
We'll have to see. It was a very messy one. That was a real problem here. As we see Corki and Sona getting close up towards that blue buff. Is Overpow going to get in there? Nope, not quite quick enough. Belgianbeast already able to finish that one off and get away with his blue intact.
And it looks like H2k are finally going to go for a push on the middle here. They do have all their ultimates up, so we could see a fight breaking out here momentarily. And if they land that crescendo onto Ahri, they're going to make him explode, and there's nothing he can do to escape that. He's even going in towards a DFG for some extra damage. But still, H2k are really hesitant to push, to fight. And it's really kind of surprising.
Yeah, that could cost them. That could cost them as things go on. 30 minutes almost reached in this game. Overpow now adding that Void Staff into the Rabadons and Athenes. Currently 60 CS ahead, and of course died a couple of less times and has 7 more assists than the Ahri, who's added finally most of that Rabadon's death cap in. H2k setting up here on position. They're going to spot this ward out that was just laid. Get rid of that one. What a tense moment in this game. Both teams facing off in the jungle. There is coming on towards Vander. Are they going to be able to lock him down? Ace in the hole will hit Jankos, but that's not really the damage that they were looking for. Barrel from Overpow will zone them out. And because they're taking away the vision now, TCM are almost forced to come back in and put more wards down.
They're definitely doing that. They're running out of time because there's only so many wards you can put down when you have that Ruby Sights down. As you see, BarneyD going to go back and actually pick up some more. But still, H2k haven't gone for a fight just yet. The Flash Crescendo still has a long time remaining on it as it flashes on still very much a fourth of a cooldown. But they haven't been able to get that ward in that bush that they're currently sitting at by race. They need to be able to get that vision, and then they'll know if they can go for a fight here. But that red buff respawning, H2k looking to take it away, and this actually might kick off the fight.
Yeah, taking it away to the backside. Overpow on his own at the top there as the red actually has switched aggro over towards TCM. Naruterador going to be happy about that one. Jankos actually coming in, smites it away. That's a nice pickup here for H2k. And Overpow going in. They've managed to pull in Naruterador. He's going to use his ultimate there, Cataclysm. Actually, the crescendo didn't really hit where they wanted to, and they've lost Gragas. H2k have to back off.
That was a weird fight. I'm not really sure why H2k went in for that. They caught Naruterador, but because of position, because of where Overpow was, he could just ultimate back into the team. And then the crescendo didn't even hit as many people as they would have liked, and Overpow ends up getting killed. That's a really messy, weird fight out of H2k, and TCM are looking to take advantage of it with having that big man down. Maybe they can push some turrets down. Maybe they can actually go for Dragon, which is currently being done by H2k. We're going to find out if they're going to go for a fight again.
Yeah, and there's no smite here for H2k, and we see Jankos. He's going to die from this one. Got charmed up in the end.
Could this be Baron?
Not worth it. I mean, why not? Jungler's down, 40-second spawn time on Jankos. Overpow's not up for 15, so that's a lot of damage missing, and that ability to finish off Baron, they're going for it here. TCM are going to try and make the play and take out Baron.
And with that Oracle, they have the vision control on top of that. Xaxus is trying to spot it here, just trying to see exactly how low it's going to be. But if he's going to try to take it down himself, when they know they don't have... Actually, they do have a smite on a Naruterador, so he actually took that away without using that. And they do get the Baron here, but are they going to go for a fight? As they do, instead, back away. They have a lot of gold to spend. H2k, who had a lead this entire game, are starting to lose it.
Starting to lose it, maybe showing some weakness, which we thought wasn't there after such a good finish in the last one, after beating Meet Your Makers in 22 minutes in the game before that one. I thought that H2k may be more on point when it comes to actually finishing things off. That obviously might not quite be the case here. But we've said it before that these team fights, despite the lead that H2k had, were a lot closer than they maybe should be. And that's only going to make it even closer now with that Baron picked up, that buff running on them, plus the gold that they'll have spent. We can see that the Zhonya's Abyssal Scepter Haunting Guise now done for Elise. The Rabadon's Death Cup plus a Negatron Cloak picked up there as well for Ahri. It's all getting a little bit closer as another turret goes down towards TCM's favor. That was the final outer turret left up.
And we might finally see H2k actually going, or sorry, not H2k, TCM going aggressive here. The Baron they picked up was kind of a, hey, we can pick it up right now since we just killed their jungler, but they do have the ability to go for a fight, and that's what they kind of need. They need to be the ones sieging away to make their whole combo work with that cocoon and with the charm landing. And yet, they're still not pushing down just yet, but they will be heading middle here. They're looking for one more turret maybe. That would even up the gold pretty much even. As Jwaow does return, they have been able to buy items. We see Death Cap now done, as well as the Negatron Cloak for Belgianbeast. We have the Fan Dancer picked up for Motroco, as well as the Last Whisper. And over on Jwawow's side, pretty much going for that squishy Elise kind of build, where he has a lot of penetration and a lot of damage on top of that. And honestly, we could see a fight break out very, very soon. But H2k in this area, I have to say, kind of favors them here, just because of the crescendo and the ultimate out of Gragas.
BarneyD now knows that there's a pink ward in that brush. And he's going to make a play for it here with that Oracle Elixir on, and they will manage to take that vision. Meanwhile, mid lane is being pushed out here as Jankos gets Cocoon up, takes a lot of damage, and they're going to get it. They've just literally crowbarred their way in onto this tower, taking it down, and with that Baron buff on, obviously, H2k don't want to fight there.
Yeah, they're definitely really hesitant. It's kind of the style they've been playing with, though. They've always been hesitant, even though having a huge lead. Even the game just prior, when Overpow was ridiculously fed, I was gonna say overfed on Kha'Zix. But now TCM gonna move down to bottom here. They're gonna look for this turret on top of that. And H2k, I mean, it's basically give it up or fight for it. And honestly, I think they're just gonna give this one up too.
Well, we'll see. They've got all 5 men there. They've got decent wave clear coming out as well. Well, they can't quite compare it with that of TCM at this point, where the orbs and Piltover Peacemaker being pushed through. And Baron buff got about a quarter of its time still remaining. They're going to try and get in around the side. The Spiderling sent through on a bit of a scouting mission. H2k hold firm. You've taken one in a turret, but I'm not going to let you have this second one. You want to make sure that we keep a hold of this one. That's a big hit there from Corki coming out. Can they get any more? Oh, that's bad news. Celaver actually getting caught. They're going to dive into this one. A crescendo gets 2 of them. Belgianbeast has died. TCM now, they're actually pretty low. And once this, there's a Cataclysm goes down, they're going to keep chasing. Jankos going to go over. Does get Cocoon. Jwaow going very low. Q lands from Lee Sin as they come back around. Jankos, is he going to get finished off? There's a kill on towards Naruterador. They need to finish off Motroco here. Xaxus chasing it onto him. Are they going to keep going? Overpow already used everything at them. And H2k now back away.
So in the end, it was a 2-for-1, but it was against a Baron up TCM. They're able to hold on to that turret. But right now, TCM's responding back. With the Baron buff now gone, they don't have that extra regen. And Jwaow's like, all right, I'm going to go middle. He's going to push that lane out. And a great fight by H2k. Not to mention that crescendo coming out of Vander, it locked down Belgianbeast, making it able for him to be picked up and killed.
Motroco actually going to tank up the turret here a little. Needs to be a little wary of that one.
Overpow's ultimate's almost up again.
Oh, he's in the holdout. He's going to force him back. He needs to be real careful about that one. He knows that there's no flash, no barrier for Motroco that was used last time around. Jwaow just doing a round through the jungle, and they're going to push on towards this inner top turret. H2k being able to go back, heal themselves up now. As you see, another needlessly large rod there, picked up by Gragas. 17-14 in kills, 3,000 gold is still the lead that H2k have, but we're tied on towers. And it looks like at least another Baron for this game.
Yeah, I feel like this is actually going to be a relatively long one, about 50 minutes in or something like that, 45 minutes in, because there's no way either team is going to fight right now with Baron coming up in about 2 minutes. They know it's going to be very soon. Xaxus already got the timer on it a little bit earlier on. And they realize if we lose a fight right now and the other team takes Baron, we're going to lose the game. So if anything, it's going to come around to a Baron dance. It's going to come around to who has the better vision, who has more wards on them, and who has the oracles still up on themselves as well. And right now, I don't know. I mean, we thought it was H2k's game to lose a little bit earlier on when they had like a 7,000, 8,000, almost 10,000 gold lead. But that gold difference is dwindled down to 3,000 currently.
Definitely right on that one. I see here more. Well, 2 Spirit Visages added in for Xaxus and Jankos. With that double AP setup of Elise and Ahri, certainly needed. We've got 1 minute and 10 for Baron. Dragon is already up. H2k want Dragon, and then they're going to challenge for Baron. They need to be speedy about this one. Vander's actually headed back. Exactly 1 minute for Baron here. And TCM have positioning on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key thing. They gave up positioning and vision around Baron to take Dragon. And that's honestly going to be really hard to deal with when you are H2k. You need to be able to see things, and when TCM has a vision over you and they can lock one person down with their whole combo, you're not really going to be able to survive this one. And we do see Overpow, though. He picked up his Zonias, so he's going to be able to survive a little bit better in these fights, able to absorb some more damage. And you see them. They're trying to push back. They're trying to get these lanes shoved in, so the potential for Baron becomes very real.
And this is smart from H2k. Now, they don't have Baron vision, but they know that they can bait TCM away from that Baron area by pushing up this mid lane. And look at that. Just by making that positional advantage, they gain positioning back on Baron. With the Oracle of Vander, plus the wards that he's got, they can hold the vision back.
TCM might be looking for an engage here if Jwaow does come over. It's a very, very crucial point in the game, very critical of who can get the vision, who can control it, and who's going to get engaged upon. Naruterador, luckily for him, he does have that flag, so you can get the vision. And then TCM are doing the exact same thing that H2k just did to him. They're rushing down middle, they're pushing that lane in, and they have vision still, so they can actually force H2k in a bad spot, to force him to rotate around a wrong way, and actually give him some free damage, if not the inhibitor turret.
Well, Baron is now live. And there's still a ward. This ward is really crucial at this point. TCM not spotted that one. There's a ward coming over. Hook doesn't land onto Jankos. And important for Overpow not to show here on this top side. And he is going to show as the barrel comes down. More wards put into position. Jankos just going to throw Q out there. The charm actually missing. Ace in the hole comes through, blocked by Xaxus, the man with most armor in this game, as Overpow's actually gone top side of this one. This is very, very crucial now. It's going to be all about position. That trap needs to go. Jankos steps on it. And H2k trying to put as much damage at range down as they possibly can. Elise is actually coming around the back as well.
Look at bottom lane real quick, Joe, over for H2k. It's actually pushing into the inhibitor turret right now. They're just trying to stall out, let the minions do as much damage as they possibly can.
And not moving from Baron for anybody's money.
No. Oh, okay. But Jwaow with position, just like you said, coming out from behind, they're looking to maybe try to sandwich them in, but both teams not budging, not going for a fight. And with that extra wave coming in, H2k are looking at a free turret.
Jwaow knows that he can actually kill off one here, and they're going to go towards Vander. He's going to get exploded. They've managed to get BarneyD in here. They're going to turn around on towards Belgianbeast, but they need to pick up kills here, H2k. There's a Cataclysm coming down. Celaver in all kinds of trouble, has to flash back off. Where is Gragas? He's had to walk away to the top side. Overpow ulti already used. Xaxus is going to go down, and that is 2 kills here for TCM. They're going to go back.
Oh.
They're going to have themselves a Baron. No, Overpow comes in from the side. Oh, this is so close here. They're low as well. They can't afford it. Ace in the hole goes through. Doesn't quite get the kill. But is it enough damage here?
Well, the bottom inner turret's down to 700 life out of 2,500, and we see TCM actually going for Baron here, but Overpow's gonna have his ultimate up in just about 20 seconds. He's trying to stall them, and he really could do a great job of it, as well as with the help of Celaver, and you see Jankos coming in too. Naruterador are so low on health, they have to run away from this, and this might be their downfall.
Oh, they've backed off from it. Motroco takes the hits there. Overpow's ulti is coming up in about 5-10 seconds time from this one. They've started off Baron themselves. They know they can force it. They can either fight, they can start taking out Baron and TCM after fight while they're already low HP. Barney going very low. Jwaow here not healthy either. Motroco has healed back up, but Barney and Naruterador are the real low ones in this one. H2k start off the Baron. It's very, very low, down to 2,500 HP. There is a crescendo. Barrel's going to knock them back. Cataclysm came down as well. Belgianbeast has to back away. Overpow going a little bit too deep here. Is he going to go down? Jwaow dives in. Yes, he does. Motroco now cleaning this one up. Jwaow, use that Zonya's Hourglass. Celaver's going to die, and it's now all on Xaxus. The Baron did reset, and TCM are low. They're backing off. They've not got the health to do it.
They have to give that one up, and the bottom lane turret's still very low on health, as well as the top one started to take some damage from the minions H2k had. I think there was miscommunication because there was pings going down of top and bottom. They realized they could just stall this one out, let the minions eventually take a turret, but that crescendo that came in, it baited the entire H2k team into that fight when they shouldn't have gone for it. All they did was get the kill on a BarneyD with that ultimate coming out of Overpow, and in the end they ended up losing 4 people for 1.
What a close game. What a ridiculous game this is. Let me clear my throat and try that one again. What a ridiculously close game this is. See that TCM have once again started off Baron. This time around, they're all at full HP and only Xaxus is there. The max that he's going to get from this one is a timing on Baron. And in the end, they might even end up losing this blue buff. There's a pink ward put down. Keep a hold of that vision, but Baron has gone down. They've lost their blue buff, and look at that gold. Just 1,000 pretty much separating them at this stage. 20-18 in kills in favor of TCM. Still the tower advantage is over with H2k though. Still anybody's game here. They need to make sure that TCM don't do too much with this Baron.
Yeah, if they can hold on to a couple of turrets like they did previously on the bottom lane, they're going to be looking very good. If they get 1 kill, they actually could probably just go straight through bottom lane, get an inhibitor turret, get an inhibitor off of that, and then take control of the game back for themselves. But finally, we're at that point, Joe, where we're starting to see some GAs come in, where Motroco finally able to pick one up. He doesn't have his Infinity Edge just yet, but he's doing quite a bit of damage. You saw him attacking Overpow in that last fight. You can see Naruterador going for Random's Omen. You see Jwaow with a death cap coming in. He has insane amount of damage right now. And then Oracle's picked up across the board for both teams. It's going to come down to one fight. It always seems to about 45 minutes in when you have a 70-second respawn timer. And right now, TCM, they could win it if they get a perfect ace here, or they also could lose it if they get ace perfectly.
Let's see. TCM's Baron buff. That's an important thing to keep an eye on, I think, at this stage. You can see it's approaching halfway gone. They need to make this one count. They've secured it. They've done the hard work on that one. You've got to use it. They've started with trying to get a little bit of control over the enemy jungle, who are actually still quite a few wards down there for H2k, so they're not completely blind. That may change now, though, as BarneyD with his Oracle starts to clean things out. There is a Baron by Motroco.
They have the gold lead for the first time this game, too. Finally just got it.
66 to 65,000 gold. This bottom turret, they're going to give it up here, H2k. They know that they can't defend that one. But the inhib turret, that's a different matter. They have to keep that alive.
And we have still a huge CS difference between the mid laners. It was at 100 CS between Overpow and Belgianbeast. I was thinking that DFG was going to be coming in here, and if he had that item, he could blow up Belgianbeast very quickly. But with the wave clear they have of Gragas, of Corki, and you mix in a little bit of Renekon there, they should be able to hold on to this one, but it's already down about half health. They fall so quickly at this point, and they're trying to do everything they can to hold on to this, but I think if TCM just engaged on this turret, they should be able to win it.
I think so as well, and these two traps are also such a pain for H2k, who have champions that need to get in there. You can't afford to get stunned up there by those traps. There's number 3 coming down. Naruterador trying to tank up the turret to allow Motroco to get in there for a couple of auto attacks. H2k managing to chip them back there, though, is the cocoon onto Celaver. He's out of range. There is Jankos taking a big hit as well. He will safeguard out towards the rest of his team. I see that the Baron buff has a quarter of its time remaining for TCM. That should be enough in theory here for them to finish off this turret. Naruterador is tanking it and then not responding to that one. And for good reason, Motroco, you see that those rockets coming out of Celaver in particular, barrels rolling through, very, very dangerous. They continue to hammer away. Turret, couple more hits coming in there for Motroco. Peacemaker goes through as well, but they stay on the steps here of this inhibitor turret. The Baron buff now down to about 10% remaining. There is the flag in from Naruterador. Motroco, hit the turret. You only need one more hit on this turret. As Jwaow pretty much does it for him. Motroco is going to finally take down that turret. That's going to possibly open the floodgates here. That Baron still has a little bit of time left on it. Is that the time that they need here to fight? I don't think they want to risk it. Oh, they are going to risk it. Naruterador has gone straight in there. But where's the follow-up? There is no follow-up from this one. Jwaow taking a lot of damage. Xaxus has used his ultimate. He's going to get hooked in, but he's not the target they're looking for. Q lands onto Motroco. Turret gone down in the mid lane there, actually, yeah.
TCM lost it on that one, and there's a huge wave top lane yet again, but they're fighting.
They're going for it. Jankos here going very, very low. There's a great crescendo, but Vander is going to die from that one. Belgianbeast now moves across the side. Belgianbeast is going very low, but he's still somehow alive. Finally finished off. There's a barrel to bring them all in. Corki shutting down Elise, but Motroco is still alive. He's got a Guardian Angel. They're flashing away at each other from that one. Meanwhile, at the back, Overpow is cleaning house, but can he take down Caitlyn? I'm not sure that he can. Without that ultimate, I don't think Overpow's going to have the damage to take down Motroco. Or maybe I'm just lying about that one. Half HP pretty much taken away with that single barrel as another turret goes down. These waves are pushing heavily.
Yeah, and they stalled long enough to make that one happen. And the inhibitor now, there's a good chance that H2k could actually push and take that one down. Baron up at about 1 minute and 50 seconds. The bottom inhibitor turret's down to about 700 health too. And you even see Overpow pushing across the map, trying to make something happen here. Maybe get the middle inhibitor down because Naruterador's trying to defend against this. Motroco hasn't even backed yet. And with the help of Celaver, Overpow can easily take down a turret very quickly.
Motroco had 2,000 gold there headed home.
Oh, they're heading top lane. If they could pick this one up, this would be a huge win. That would really open up the potential for Baron as well. But if they get caught when you have Jwaow up in 5 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is still very, very risky. They're going to have the inhib away, though. Tell you what, Naruterador's not totally safe, but here comes Motroco. They need to back off. They need to get away from this one. Barrel comes out from Overpow. Here comes Belgianbeast. Ace in the hole will go through. Celaver will Valkyrie away. Belgianbeast has still got at least one charge left, but the Barrel will lock him back. Speaking of Baron, it comes up in less than a minute's time. What an absolutely ridiculously close game.
That was such a smart move, and also almost stupid at the same time out of H2k to go for that inhibitor. But like I was saying, with that down, the bottom lane's gonna be pushing, the middle lane's gonna be pushing, the top lane's gonna be pushing, and when the bottom inhibitor turret's already very low on life, TCM has to push that lane out very, very far, and you're already seeing a lot of wards come down, as well as an Oracle picked up for Vander here to gain control of this Baron. They can wait this out. They don't need to fight TCM here. Let the super minions push the top lane, and they could easily pull this one out.
We said it before, one big fight. We did see a fight, but it wasn't to the level of, you know, deaths that you require to get a finish.
Wasn't deadly enough.
Wasn't deadly enough. We need more death in the next one for this game to actually find a closure. Well, I wouldn't mind. Games like this are what we live for as spectators, that's for sure. H2k, they've got the wards down. That's a big thing for them. No, Naruterador's going to get knocked back from this one. He'll Cataclysm, but he gets locked up there by the Crescendo. Vander actually picking up the kill as Jankos, Vander. There's too many J's and V's in this one. H2k have got the first man, but can they hold off strong enough here for Baron? Jankos, he's got about 2/3 of his health remaining. There's that ward at the back of the Baron pit, which is taken down. BarneyD's going to replenish that one. It will fall instantly, though.
And look at the waves, Joe, on that mini-map. Bottom lane's pushing, top lane's pushing, middle is doing it as well, and they're just baiting them out, stalling for as long as possible. And if Naruterador didn't do that EQ combo, he probably would have still been alive right now, and this is going to hurt. TCM could lose their first batter of the game here, as they've already been able to pick up 2. Overpow is zoning them out, and he has Motroco in a very bad position. Coming
around the back, the Baron is at less than half HP as Belgianbeast gonna go over there as well. Baron now down to 3,600. I'm gonna drop the scoreboard away from this. Give us more vision as H2k finish the Baron off. Belgianbeast, he is in danger right now. He's very, very low. And look at Gragas, he's coming around the side here. He's gonna try and lock them down. We see that Ahri being chased, does manage to get the charm off. Has to use the ultimate there. Wow, that was a big circle. Has to use the ultimate to actually escape from that one. But look at this. This is the target. The inhibitor turret is going down. The Nexus turrets are being taken down. This could be game here for H2k. Belgianbeast is going to manage to get away to safety. But if they fight here, they have to win this one. Otherwise, they're losing this game. And they won't be able to come back in this best of 3. There's the speed up from Sona. They take the inhib turret and the inhibitor, and now they switch over to the final one here in the mid.
And they're playing for a safe win here. They should be able to take this one down. They're tanking up to do it. As you see, Vander drop to half-life here. And Naruterador, does he want to go for the fight? He has his ultimate up, but it's against a Baron up H2k. And now H2k gonna let all these other lanes push in here and wait for the Super Minions. They're not in a hurry to take this turret down just yet. And Motroco doesn't have enough traps down to really stop this from happening. As Naruterador trying to hold them off here, but it's just not enough.
Oh, that turret's still alive here. Xaxus takes a big hit. The turret survived. Somehow, it managed to hold on. Oh, Motroco, you need to move there. Barrel right next to him. Pretty sure he was probably raging there about their situation. Pretty high tense this moment, that's for sure. And they start to siege up once again on the steps. Traps coming down from Motroco. Only one auto attack from anyone.
What? Why are they?
I think they're trying to bait him out. Where to what though? That's the problem. Why would they even leave their base?
I guess they're waiting for Super Minions to push up bottom too, but that turret has like less than a hit left. You could sneeze on it and it's falling over.
The question is, can you get in sneezing range though? With all those traps down. There's a gap here. That's your gap, Corki. See?
Well, someone's gonna have to leave this turret. There's no way they can keep all 5 here and keep their inhibitors or their Nexus turrets alive.
Minions finally take that one down. And now they start to work their way over. They're going to get rid of the traps first of all. They don't want to step on that if they need to retreat. BarneyD, less than half HP. H2k looking for more hits as Jwaow and Belgianbeast, they're all running those elixirs at this point. Taunt lands on towards Overpow. They're going to dive. He's going to Zhonya's up from this one, but is it too late? There's a great crescendo at the back. Can they finish this one off now? They're all trapped inside the Cataclysm as they finally get released from the prison. Overpow gets charged. He's going to back away. The barrel comes down and the inhibitor will fall. H2k need to leave and leave now. Xaxus is very low. Celaver went low as well. They lost Overpow, but they took the inhib. There are 3 in... okay, that one respawned. Or did they? Yeah, they did take that one down. Because there's a super minion. Good job, Joe. That one respawning in. Bottom inhibitor did die, of course. Middle inhibit's now dying. They've taken a dragon. That's a victory in itself. We're 55 minutes into this game. If you're just joining us, it's the Intel Extreme Masters Cross-Realm Qualifier for IEM Cologne. For the amateur tournament, you wouldn't believe it watching a game like this. And we are in game number 2 of this best of 3. H2k dominated game number 1. Second game, though, been anything but a domination. Let's bring back the scoreboard. All the item slots are full, even on the supports. All right, not with full items, of course. That would be more like 105 minutes in, I suppose. But such a crazy close game. Let's have a look how long Baron's got left. Not long.
Well, Belgianbeast, that last fight, he saved it for TCM right there because he landed a charm onto Overpow, which ended up getting the kill onto him. And honestly, that would have been a really different fight if he wasn't getting locked down right there. But still, there's 2 inhibitors being down. Baron will be up in, obviously, like 3 minutes here, but H2k can still siege away if they want to. They have the ability to do it. They have the 2 lanes still pushing here, and they have the Nexus turrets very low on life. Or we're very low on life. Have regened up now.
Yes, almost back to full here on the top side. Blue buff gonna be taken away. And given over this time to Renekon. I actually wouldn't mind seeing it on Sona at this point.
That's what I was thinking as well. But you know, Renekton, he needs his mana.
Needs his manners. And yeah, 10% cooldown reduction. Bit more mana for Vander would be nice. Got a Chalice in there already, of course.
Yeah, I think he might be trying to go for a Chaos Crucible in the end, if he can pick it up. But it's going to be a long time before he can finally buy that item. Either way, the Chalice is going to help him get the extra mana regen that he's going to need. And right now, big wave pushing top lane, big wave pushing bottom.
The split though here. This is dangerous. They need to stay together.
I think there's no way they're going to be stupid enough to get caught here. There's just no way.
You think so?
I would hope so.
You would think so. Oh, Charm was very, very close. The traps start to come down from Caitlyn. Let's get rid of the scoreboard again. We need every inch of the screen for this one. And they've kind of let this one go. They've let them start to come in. Celaver using the Valkyrie. Another inhib going to be coming up here in just a second. Can they hold on to this inhib? It's already down to half HP. Jankos steps on a trap. Will have to go back. BarneyD going very low. Xaxus at the front there.
Nexus turrets are being hit right now, Joe.
So tense at this point. Nexus turrets are going to have to be defended as well. Naruterador, Belgianbeast, and Motroco, the 3 that are tasked with defending this inhibitor. Baron's coming up in 113. H2k want to make sure that super minions are coming through on all fronts. This inhib's down. That's the inhib opening. But we see the dive in. They've gone on towards Xaxus, though. He's not the man they want. Elise has died. That will leave us in a 5v4. Can they finish off? Naruterador goes very, very low. And then back away. 55 seconds to Baron. That's longer than Lee Sin's death time. No, that's shorter, sorry, than Lee Sin's death timer at this point. So no smite would be available for it. They're going to have to play a bit of a defensive game here, H2k. There's no wards on Baron from either team at this stage. We can see that TCM are actually starting to push out to gain some positional ground back.
I'm not sure if they can even try to go for the Baron, though. If anything, they have to rush it down to keep it away from H2k because they still have Supermans pushing top and middle, and those Nexus turrets were already taking a beating in that last bit of a fight as one of them already down about half life right now. And how did Jankos die so quickly? I have no idea. He just got blown up.
He stood on a trap.
No, I mean, like, in terms of Belgianbeast didn't even use his DFG on him, and he still just blew up completely. I guess that's the burst damage that come out of Jwaow and Belgianbeast at the same time, not to mention a crit from Motroco. But this game's still not over. 58.5 minutes in here, Joe, and the gold lead is just over 1,000 at this point.
1,000 gold after almost an hour's play. Oh, Overpow. Body slam his way out there. Naruterador with the flag, just checking that Baron has not been started.
This is really iffy because all H2k has to do is just wait. Keep TCM here. Keep the vision off of the Baron, and TCM is going to have to respond. They're going to have to fight, or they're going to have to go back and defend their inhibitors and Nexus turrets and give the Baron over to H2k. This is the defining moment for TCM, and they have to make a choice.
Oh, Overpow coming in. BarneyD, is he going to go down? Wow, that was a great slice and dice on Xaxus to block the ace in the hole. And Overpow goes back through. Motroco getting a couple of auto attacks off on towards Jankos. Those lanes getting ever closer to the steps of the base in the middle and bottom lane as BarneyD is still there. And he is still very, very low. Motroco got vision here on Jankos. Does he have a sight stone? Yes, he does. I was going to say that's something he's going to need here if he's playing that forward.
The bottom inhibitor is going to be attacked here momentarily by these minions, and you're seeing BarneyD show himself over here to defend against it, and this actually might be a sign for H2k to go for a fight.
Jwow's top as well. Jwaow is top here, and this really does open up Baron. Half of its HP remaining. Naruterador actually going to get pushed out here by Overpow, who's got the Oracle of his own running. This is a Baron. They can't stop this one happening. H2k picked that one up. It's 500 gold between the teams. 500 gold after 1 hour play. But H2k now have the Baron buff on. Middle inhibitor spawned. Bottom inhibitor has spawned. Can they take them down cleanly? That's the important part here. A broken fight will probably mean a prolonged game at this stage. We've already seen how very scared, to be honest. H2k have been in some cases of coming in. There was a barrel actually coming out from Gragas, which did really nothing. They need that back.
And H2k, they had a 10,000 goal lead at one point in this game, and yet it's come back to being this close. But we do see the engage finally happening.
Yeah, but on who? Xaxus, he's going to go low. Overpow is low as well. This is bad news, actually, for H2k. There's the first kill. Xaxus is going to be low, but can they finish off Belgianbeast here at the backside? Yes, they can. Jankos going in there for that finisher, but they've lost another man. Meanwhile, Corki and Sona did manage to escape things. It's now a 4-on-3. TCM, are they going to push? They can't really afford to still.
They have 2 key members down, though. I think they could potentially go for it. They could maybe get inhibitor down middle if they all group up and just start rushing it down. But either way, they're just going to keep the lanes pushed out. Stop the inhibitors from going down. Let them all respawn, and maybe that's their chance to move.
Oh, Jankos.
Oh, they're baiting him in here. Except that ward right there at Red Bus able to spot Motroco there.
This is really, really dangerous. We see Motroco hammering away on towards Jankos. He's just going to safeguard off. Delaying for the 20 or 30 seconds that they need to have both men back on the field. Still, the super minions push through.
And again, Overpow got caught in that fight by Belgianbeast with the charm, and you can't let that happen so many times. That is why they're losing these fights so heavily. It's because he keeps getting caught and pretty much nuked down right away. Even with the zone it doesn't even matter right now. And this just comes down to a who can team fight better kind of game.
Yeah, everyone up at full item build now. Except the supports, obviously.
Yeah, they're not people.
Yeah. Wow. Sweeping statement from Jason. Supports aren't people, everyone. Vander checking out the brushes, getting the wards down. How long's left on Baron? Not that long. Less than half of that Baron buff remains. The waves continue to push through here. That's kept TCM busy in the time that they needed here, H2k, to get their members all back up and ready.
And to show you how these fights have gone, Joe, Motroco, ever since he bought that GA about 10-15 minutes ago, hasn't had it popped once. He's been so safe in all these fights. They have such a difficult time of getting into the backline against him. And they're trying to burst down Belgianbeast and Jwaow before they even consider Motroco, who has that full item build, doesn't have boots anymore. And that's what's keeping TCM, I guess, in this game as well, on top of that charm landing onto Overpow every single time. And they're trying to siege away at these inhibitors. They need to get one down if they want to have hopes to do this. But I don't really see them getting in for free.
And I think the Guardian Angels are going to start to be a problem now as well. We've got one on Naruterador and Motroco. That's 2 more people that you have to deal with in a fight.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm just... Thing is, Naruterador's not even about damage anymore. It's about control. He's trying to ultimate off the backline of H2k, force maybe Celaver to use his Valkyrie, maybe force Overpow to use his Body Slam, and then just use the GA as he, you know, obviously can harass him a little bit more with some knockups, but it's all about Jwaow, Belgianbeast, and Motroco. What they've been doing, staying alive in these fights, has been keeping them in this game. And right now, the bottom lane pushing up quite heavily, the top lane pushing up as well. This might be a sign for them to push on this inhibitor finally as they see Jwaow towards the top side, but he's already rotating back down here.
Oh, Xaxus already taking a lot of damage. Jankos there, gonna get hit as well. They fire a couple of rockets, a couple of barrels get thrown in, but no one goes down. No one even below half HP at this point. Oh, Cocoon's super dangerous, and we see there the damage that comes out from those volatile spiderlings. You'd expect it with that build as well from Jwaow. They back off once again. Baron buff has now gone. Is it a case of waiting for Baron number, what, 5? 4? 4. 4?
5. 2 for 2 each team.
Baron number 5.
But what dragon is it?
Who cares?
That's the correct answer.
They're dragons.
Exactly.
So, H2k backing off. There comes the Baron timer. 2 minutes until that one comes into play. We are at 1 hour and 5 minutes into this epic game 2. We might just have a game 3 as well if TCM are able to somehow come out on top. I say somehow come out on top of this one. It's not even a one-sided game anymore.
What did Overpow sell? He sold something and picked up a Banshee's Veil, so he doesn't get charmed anymore. I'm trying to think what item was that. It was actually his DFG he sold because he realizes he can't get close enough to make it work anymore. So that is actually a smart pickup. He shouldn't be getting charmed anymore with this, and he should be able to apply a lot more damage in these fights, but it's still going to come down to this next Baron. I mean, there's no way either team's going to fight until that point comes.
1 minute 16. TCM are going back, and they're going to pile on wards wherever they can. That's the other problem at this stage of the game. Wards, let's think about that. I mean, yeah, your support's going to be bringing them all out. You've got Elise in that can ward on the other side as well. It's a lot of wards to be clearing out if you've got two people with Ruby Sightstones throwing them down. There are 2 Oracle Elixirs for H2k as well. Overpow going to be pushing this top lane out once again. He can't afford to get caught out of position, and we can see that Elise is actually headed up here. That's a ward clearing mission. Spiderlings block the queue. And Overpow, steady on, big man. Going alone towards that top inhibitor that has now respawned. In fact, all 3 inhibs are up. 20 seconds until Baron spawns. Are TCM going to fight for this one? Their lanes are now finally starting to gather around the midpoint of the map. Oh, Q lands over on towards that red buff. And this is such a tense moment in this game. Are they going to fight here in the jungle? They're fighting over a red buff at this point. Naruterador starting to get in close.
Why did he just use his smite to try to take the red buff away?
Well, I'm not sure.
TCM just saw that too. They could go for Baron if they wanted to, or go for the bottom inhibitor.
Oh, they're going to force a play here. They're going to force a play out of TCM. They're going top. TCM should know this. Now they do. A ward comes over from BarneyD. A ward goes back from H2k, and they reset positioning here as TCM move back to defend their base. There was a ward overpower. You were stood right on top of it, and they're going to kick off Baron. Baron started here, the 5th Baron of this game. H2k took the last 2, but can they take what surely will be the final Baron of the game? I say surely in probably the most loosest of terms ever, considering how this one's gone so far. But no, they're going to be forced off. The blue buff is here available for Overpow. That'll be a welcome addition. And that will get picked up. Baron now, is it going to get started off by TCM? They've gained themselves ward control.
Depending on position right now, if H2k was more towards middle, they could just rush straight down middle, take the inhibitor, and then force TCM into a fight behind them, or take even more than that. I mean, yeah, you're gonna give away the Baron, but taking him down inhibitors is so much more crucial at this point. With Baron and Dragon both up, both teams being very hesitant. But look at this bottom lane that TCM has pushing up against H2k. It could take down this inhibitor. It will take it down if H2k doesn't respond.
They have to respond. And TCM know it. They just sat there. There goes the barrel from Gragas. The crescendo coming over as well. Can they get the kills that they need? Jwaow gonna use that Sonya's Hourglass. Meanwhile, Xaxus gonna get his GA pop from this one. Jwaow, he's gonna try and escape. Overpow uses his Sonya's at the last second, but he won't be able to go any further. Celaver is at full HP though. He's gonna come back in. Naruterador trying to control him from the back. He's gonna get his Guardian Angel pop, but the ace in the hole blocked there with a flash from Jankos. They're gonna lose Vander. That's a double kill, and only 2 men left alive here for H2k. 4 left alive for TCM. Is this the point where they win the game? They're gonna get themselves the Baron. Baron number 5 of this epic best of 3 is going to TCM. They're all gonna be very low after it, except Motroco, who's healed himself all the way back up. Again, his GA not even disturbed. They have to push with this. They have to make a big impact with this Baron.
I completely agree, and I'm curious if they're even going to be able to do it, though. I mean, they have super minions pushing bottom now. All lanes will be pushing for him, but look in the top lane currently. We do see H2k with finally a huge mini wave pushing up there, but right now with 20+ seconds left on 3 members of H2k, TCM are just straight going for it. They're taking out the turret. They're trying to get this one down, trying to get the inhibitor, and honestly, they can pick this up easily.
Are they going to try and win the game here, though? Can they win the game here? With that GA on Motroco, you might think they possibly could, but they're not going to go for it. They're backing off. The inhibitor here is taking a lot of damage. A lot of minions up there. It's a big wave, actually. And we can see that they've only just now started to back off. Jwaow going to come in here. Spiderlings will make short work of that, and that inhibitor stays alive. We've gone past 100,000 gold now in favor of TCM. 70 minutes and 36 seconds into this game. Everyone has got loads of items. Everybody's got items to sell and exchange here during cooldowns. That's the time of the game that we're at right now. A 4,000 gold lead. Doesn't even matter at this point, but just for reference. A blue buff for Belgianbeast. And a Baron that is about to hit halfway done.
And you're seeing a big problem arise for H2k is that Overpow can't one-shot anyone anymore. Not even close. And then you have Vander, who's actually been hitting... He's been hitting his crescendos, but mostly just on a 1 or 2 people. He needs to hit 3 or 4. He needs to hit the backline on a Belgianbeast, Jwaow, and Motroco if they want to have a chance. And that requires his flash and ultimately his death, but that's what has to be done. And H2k, they're just having a hard time closing this out. I'm not sure if this game's going to be over within this Baron. I think we might see Baron number 6 because if TCM are as scared as H2k was to take down inhibitors a little bit earlier on, then there's no way they're going to be able to finish off this third one.
And that was TCM's problem in their last game against Millennium. And that was a lot more clear-cut than this one.
Yeah.
That was nowhere near Baron 6. Inner turret on the top lane is going to fall here. There'll be no defense put up by H2k. I'll let that one fall. A 5-man squad pushing down. There's the Baron buff for you. And it's over 50% gone. H2k set up their defense here. They need to keep these minions away completely because TCM, just judging by past form, are going to be a little bit scared of how they make their way in. Oh, Cocoons, Charms flying in there looking for that initial grab that they need. Naruterador has to go flying back out. H2k once again going to have to clear out the minions. More Charms, more Cocoons. A Spiderling's used for poke here. H2k still on full HP. Vander doing a good job of keeping everyone up at full HP at this point. Naruterador going to get in there. He's going to charm up on towards Jankos, who will back away. Slowly but surely that turret being hit. But look at Baron buff now. 10% left, 20% maybe. Max as a barrel is thrown out there by Overpow, but it's not really dented them, and that turret is going to go down. They've managed to catch Celaver here. Are they going to go for the fight? Inhibitor goes down. Shirelli's reverie pop. There goes the crescendo into the back. Well, that's not going to be enough, surely. Belgianbeast goes low. Overpow still alive, but Jankos gets sniped off in the end. The barrels go through, but they're losing an inhibitor. It's 5 versus 3 now. This surely is game for TCM. This surely is the winning moment for him. Celaver comes out. He's going to get blown to pieces by Jwaow, who repels, who is still alive. In the meantime, the rest of TCM take down the Nexus turrets. 74 minutes in, they win the game after 5 Barons. I thought it 6. Was that the 6th? No. No, that was the 5th one. We thought we might see Baron number 6.
Right. It was a long game.
It was 5 Barons. 5 Barons. Over 100,000 gold for everyone. Close on the kills, close on the turrets. Inhibitors down all over the place. What a game. Absolutely awesome.
I would try to recap it, but I don't think I can think that far back into the first, or how the game began. But just wow. I mean, you're looking at this H2k, they had the advantage. They had 3 inhibitors down, and they still couldn't close that game down for some reason. And TCM, with the big pickup right there, they kept forcing these fights that they would come out ahead in because they were so tanky. They could deal with Gragas' damage. The crescendos needed to hit maybe a little bit more people, but fantastic game out of them. That shows they have a lot of stamina when it comes to playing, just like, you know, COG EU, where they would drag the game out as long as possible and then keep their focus. But wow, what a game. And we still have a game 3 coming up.
We still have game 3 to come in this one, guys. We're going to take a quick break because, quite frankly, I need it after that one.
Maybe a little bit more than a quick break.
1 hour, 13 minutes is a long, long game. But one thing's for sure, you don't want to miss game number 3. It's going to decide who is the final team for the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne Amateur Tournament. We're going to come back with that game 3 in just a few minutes.